Risk taking is probably one of the most important skills that you need to know, internalize, and understand as a businessman and as an entrepreneur. You need to understand this concept very well. Let me paint you a picture. So there I am with my business partner. We are pretty new to the whole business of Amazon FBA, which is what we were doing. We sell books, and there was an opportunity that we figured out. You could buy books for like $1 on a website, sell it for like 15 or 16, which is like $5-6 profit. Buy like 100, hey, there you go, bam, $600 profit, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we thought it would be a good idea to just drop $2,000, and all the books came in. It was a very fun day because there was a lot of them, and I vividly remember that day very well. It was a lot of hard work, dedication, effort, and we were so happy. And then sales started coming in, and then the sales got lower numbers, and then we started losing money, and then we had to remove everything. And then by the time all was said and done, we were under and owed Amazon $900. And I look back on that very, very happily, actually. And it's weird to say that. It's like, from what I just said, you spent $2,000 on books and you fucked up. You owed $900 and you're happy about it, which is weird. I really shouldn't be, but I am. Because I learned taking risks. What happens when you don't fully internalize the idea of a risk? Now, some of us might think, ooh, but if I talk to Scroll, ooh, I'm risk taking. I mean, yes, you are, but also it's not that big of a deal. If she says yes, great, you probably have a date. If she says no, move on. Not that hard. For us, it was, well, that's great. It went well. Great. Now we made like 600 profit. Oh shit, it went wrong. We owe like 900 and are down like another 1,000 from the books we bought. So there's different levels to risk management, but I would urge you to start taking risks in the sense of, if there's a potential that you could improve something by 2 to 3 times, and the risk is very minimal, like you lose a bit of time, you might miss out on something, you might have to do it a different time, I would definitely urge you to at least try it, so you improve that like muscle of risk taking and risk management. Words are hard, man. Risk management. If you can better internalize, understand that concept of risk management, you will improve so much more as a person and as a businessman and as an entrepreneur. Understand risks. So I can give you another risk that paid off well. Quitting my job. That's another one. Back in 2023, my buddy and I were making enough money, because to give you the timeline, we bought the books, the 2000, in May of 22, realized our mistake around July, August time. Then we really buckled down, started learning about Amazon about August, and then about January, an opportunity hit us. We took full advantage, and then we like tripled how much we made from books only. And it was consistent, and we were still learning, and we were reinvesting what we made into getting more inventory and all that stuff. So we had the good baseline general, and we were making enough that we felt we could take a risk. We could get shot in the arm now with how much we make, but we would have complete freedom and complete control over our schedules in the future. And what I mean by that is, we were working as instructors, my business partner and I. We were Taekwondo instructors, and I think around March we decided, hey, let's just drop it. Stop working, focus on our business. So in May, he left so that he could focus on it, and I stayed because they needed a steady hand. I could use the extra money from working the summer camp, so I stayed until the end of summer camp. So about mid-August is when I left, and we took a risk, and we noticed the decline in income. So we did things about it, do other stuff, odd jobs and all that stuff. So we did all that. And I can tell you, almost a year on from not having worked a job, that risk was worth it. I run my schedule I decide when I work, which is very early in the morning. I do all of my work first thing in the morning. In my business, first thing in the morning. When I was working, that shit did not happen because I would wake up, go to uni, go work for 7 hours, come home at like 9, exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally at times. It was rough. I couldn't do business. I couldn't even do it on the weekends sometimes because I'd be working the weekends. So overall, not great. So leaving, well, all of a sudden, don't got to worry about that. I mean, I did have uni, but my strategy with the university was always just cram everything on like 2 days. Just cram it all in 2 days. So I had, I think, 2 classes every day except on Friday. So I could do all my work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So by the time Monday comes around, all the work for that week is done, which I'll probably get into more in a future video on how I got through uni. Because I went from having terrible grades to like A, B consistently. There's a lot of stuff that I did. I'll go over that more in the full guide later on. But I want to focus on risks. So that was a risk that paid off. We analyzed it, we talked about it, internalized it, and we decided, yeah, I think now is the time to move, or not move. Now is the time, now is the time to move on from something that him and I did for him 6 years, for me 7 years in teaching. And I look back now at those days kind of fondly, in terms of I loved teaching and I still love teaching, which is what I'm doing now. I'm teaching you about my experiences and all that. So you can take this and internalize it and apply it in your day to day. And I remember most of the kids' names, most of the experiences and like funny moments I had with them. And yeah, it was very, very rewarding. I visited a couple of times. They all want me to come back and I tell them, haha, no, I don't want to go back. But, there's different levels to risk. And the first risk that we took backfired tremendously because we didn't analyze. The second time we tried, it worked tremendously. And I haven't worked a job in almost a year. He hasn't worked a job in a year. What to take away from this is you should be taking more risks to potentially improve your life at a faster rate or, do something fun with it. But what you should also do is work that risk management brain. It's like, okay, if I do this thing for a potential ROI of like 3 times, what happens? What do I sacrifice? What could I potentially lose? And just work through that. Talk about it with people, talk about it with yourself. It's like, all right, is this a good idea? I mean, I don't know. It could be a good idea, but like we lose this. Like, oh yeah, you got a good idea. Like internalize it, talk about it, then make your inferred decision. Should you do it? Should you not do it? It's definitely something that you should consider doing. Just now obviously don't fucking spend $2,000 and expect greatness to happen. That's not going to happen for everyone. But start with, okay, if I spend $20 on ads, what do I gain? I could gain a sale or 2, which would cover it. What do I lose? My $20. Bada boom, bada boom. I've done your risk management there. Ta-da! That's a baseline idea. You have 20. What could happen? You could get some sales. You could get more brand awareness. You could do this, that. What could you lose for $20? It is much more difficult when it's more complex than that, but that's an easy version. So overall, you should consider taking risk if you want to improve as a person, your business, your entrepreneurship, all that good stuff. So with that, thank you guys for watching. If you want to go on a coaching call with me to improve your personal development progress, there's a link in the description for a coaching sales call for you and me. See if we're compatible. Cheers.